welcome to the Blu Ray Hunter. I'm the Blu Ray Hunter, Jonathan Moody, and we're back. We are on Indie Film Cafe, which is basically my other YouTube channel I started, but now like everything is going to Indie Film Cafe. There's going to be lots of different segments on it, and so lots of stuff going on right now. And so I guess this is Sunday. Every Sunday we're going to be putting this out. So I'm really excited about that. But, so I felt like for my first episode back, I wanted to do a new movie that's sort of out, that's sort of also indie. An indie film that's on Blu-ray, to kind of go along with the fact that we're transferring over to Indie Film Cafe. So I decided to do a little movie called Beyond the Law. Now, Beyond the Law is this movie that stars Charlie Sheen, and he was... Wait. No. That's not the Beyond the Law, and that's not a Blu-ray. Huh. How did this get in there? Now, there's another movie called Beyond the Law, and that is not this one. But I may review that one at some point. Don't know for what channel yet, or what segment yet, but definitely want to review that one. Maybe do like a Beyond the Law versus Beyond the Law kind of thing at some point. But this is the movie Beyond the Law, starring Steven Seagal, DMX, and Johnny Messner. So basically, I'll give you a brief synopsis of the story. Actually, let me read the back. Steven Seagal, DMX, and Johnny Messner star in this action-packed thriller about one man's quest for justice in a corrupt city. When a former detective learns of the murder of his estranged son, he ventures back to the darkened streets he once knew so well. Armed, dangerous, and with nothing to lose, he must take on a ruthless local mob and his mission for revenge. So basically, and as it said, it stars Steven Seagal, DMX, and Johnny Messner. Johnny Messner is the main star, and he's basically the father of this boy named Chance, who happened to lose a bunch of money for the mob. So the son of the head mob guy, played very well by Zach Ward. Zach Ward's a great villain, by the way. If you guys know Zach, he's very famous for being the bully in A Christmas Story and Scut Farkus. And to see him nowadays, I mean, dude is so awesome and he's so good. I always love watching movies with Zach in it. So, but anyway, gushing aside, I just thought he did a wonderful job. I actually really, really like this movie. It is really hard to do an indie action movie without there being a lot of problems. Yeah, when you do an indie film, there's a lot of issues that you're gonna have, and especially if you do an action indie film. I mean, it's really hard to do a really cheap action movie. Now I don't know how cheap this was. This probably did cost in the millions. So it probably wasn't cheap, but no, it was very well done. I was impressed by everybody. Like I said, Johnny Messner, who I am not a action guy as much. I watch action movies from time to time, but they're not, it's not my forte. My forte is more horror and comedy. So action films don't really usually get me that excited, and the main reason I was excited was because James Cullen Bresic directed it, and he's done a lot of horror, and he did this movie, and it had a little bit of it said a thriller, it had a little bit of a thriller edge to it, so I really, really enjoyed it for that. But so Johnny basically is coming to get the guy that murdered his son, but the whole city is corrupt. There's a lot of people that, I don't want to spoil too much, but it becomes this one man's mission to destroy everybody. And I'm trying to think if I had really any problems with the movie itself. I mean, maybe okay, so there's a woman in it who's I guess she works for the DA, or she works for she's a lawyer or something or so, and she helps a lot of us like I think there was like more to it that didn't actually end up in the movie, but I liked it. Like I felt like it was kind of cool. But yeah, I felt like her character should have been fleshed out a little bit more. You know, I felt like there was it almost wasn't needed, and in some sense, like I feel like there should have been more to it to make it feel like it should have been needed. I'm trying to think. I actually really didn't. I really didn't dislike this movie at all. I thought, and not that I thought I would. I mean, I thought I would definitely enjoy it for its indie roots, but I was very surprised. Like, I mean, Steven Seagal. At first, I was like kind of getting disappointed because all they had him doing was sitting, half the time. And I'm like, if you're gonna put Steven Seagal in a movie, he better do something, And he did, and I will not spoil it, but he did. He definitely did. So I really appreciated seeing him, and he has this one great scene. I'm not going to spoil it, but he has one great scene at like close to the end that just seemed so Steven Seagal. That was the only thing I didn't even recognize him. Honestly, if you look at him now, like he's very like I didn't think that was Steven, but yeah, so there you go. And DMX, oh man, DMX is doing a lot of these low budget action films, and I love it. I love seeing him in all these different things, and I'll keep watching them. If he'll keep being in them, I'll keep watching them. And Johnny, I'm gonna be like watching this guy. He's got another movie. There was a preview, I guess by the same company or whatever, Cinedigm, and they're putting out a movie called Silencer. So that looks like something that I might end up getting at some point on Blu Ray. So I'll probably review that as well. So let's go back to let you guys know also. So that's my review of Beyond the Law. I liked it. I found it to be a lot of fun. There's a couple things that could have probably been cut or changed or something. I felt like that they didn't need that little romantic like thing with the girl too. Like I felt like that was because there was no stakes involved in any of that part. So I felt like there's no reason to put that in there. I felt like Chad Law, who co-wrote it, I've seen a bunch of his other stuff, and I own a few of his movies, and I love them. And so I'm very happy to have that movie. All right, so letting you guys know that Blu Ray Hunter will be back next week. It will not be just reviews. I'll be doing collection videos. I'll be doing pickup videos. I'll be doing other things. There will be reviews as well. But each week I'm trying to do something different. It won't just be the same. It won't just be reviews, because you see a lot of them on Indie Film Cafe, and I want to do other stuff. But I wanted to start off with doing a review. So, especially since I've been wanting to see this, it was an excuse to watch it, an excuse to do a review of it. So if you get a chance to go to Walmart and pick it up, I think it's like, I want to say it's like close to $15 to buy the Blu-ray, but that's a typical Blu-ray. Sadly, there's no special features, except one thing I'm very happy about is it had subtitles, which, if you know me, know that I hate watching independent films where the sound is so low you can't really hear it. You have to turn it all the way up, then all of a sudden it gets really loud and everything. So having subtitles helps on those small parts. I wish more companies, independent film companies, would do subtitles for all their films. I know it's probably costs a little bit more money, and if you want to keep everything being $10 for a DVD or Blu-ray, but this was pretty decent. I mean, do I think it's worth having on Blu-ray? I think so. I mean, there's some action scenes. There's some really cool things that could have definitely looked good with high definition. So I would say it. It was definitely worth it. Worth $15. So my take on that is go buy it, check it out, and let me know what you guys think. And if you guys checked it out, I mean, there are a lot of great people in this movie. A lot of actors, a lot of characters, and so check it out, and I think you'll enjoy it. You know, so that's it. Well, hope you guys enjoy this. Bye.